What's up, guys? Or should I say aloha?
Or mahalo.
Yeah. Well, kind of. I think that means thank you.
No. Yeah, I'm thankful for watching our video.
Okay, yeah. Malaho for watching.
Mahalo.
I said malaho.
Mahalo.
Oh, crap.
No, it's good. Keep it going.
Keep it going? Okay. Yeah,
Natural, you know?
You already know what it is. You read the title. You clicked the video. Here's the ring. There's the ring.
Wait.
There's the ring. There are the rings. You already know what it is. It's the honeymoon. So naturally, we find ourselves here in Hawaii.
Oh, look at all the bubbles.
Ain't got much else to say. Mahalo for watching. Enjoy the video. Good morning. This is your captain speaking, and I'd like to formally welcome you aboard the Pride of America. It's looking to be a nice afternoon here in Honolulu, with winds just shy of 10 miles per hour, temperatures 84, 85 degrees, low humidity. As you know, we'll be heading out here from the island of Oahu, and we should be able to hit our mark of Maui in the morning. After that, we're going to be jumping over to the Big Island for a few days, and finally we'll take you around Kauai, one of my personal favorites. Till next time, this has been your captain. Once again, welcome to Hawaii, and aloha.
Thanks, Captain. I'll take it from here. So here we are on Hawaii for about a week. And listen, I have to be a little bit upfront here. This is not the full account of our trip because, you know, I was trying not to make a whole production out of it. A little bit of living in the moment, as they say. That means that these next 20 minutes are the best of what we got. Of course, you always got to start with a room tour. And you can see our humble little living space. But yeah, we had a bathroom, which was pretty nice. I can show you here, and oh, actually that's my wife. But yeah, we had a bathroom too, which was pretty nice. Running water, a little shower. Not too much to complain about. One of the perks of doing a cruise like this is that all the food and drinks are quote-unquote free. We already paid for them. So on our first night, we enjoyed a nice dinner of chicken and steak served by John.
Say hello. Hello.
So you start to see what I mean. Yeah, we're skipping straight to day 3 because day 2 was a beach day. Not the best time for a camera. And if you want to see how that went, this picture summarizes things pretty well. We were very quickly introduced to the Hawaiian sun. But it's all good, because here we are on our 3rd day. We're heading to this big extinct volcano called Molokini for some snorkeling. Turns out beards are incompatible with these types of masks, so you can see my slightly jank setup. It worked though. Underwater, we didn't see anything too crazy, mainly these fish, but we were still having a good time hanging out in the water with a few other groups of snorkelers and scuba divers.
Come to me. Come to me. I'm reaching my hand out. I'll do it again.
Unique to this boat was this big inflatable slide, which is a pretty fun little addition to our trip. And while we were out, there was also a professional photographer who did a little underwater photo shoot with us. Back on deck was another meal with John, who remembered us from our first night. He continued to call us the bride and the groom, since we had worn our not-so-subtle matching sweatshirts that first day, and so we were starting to get pretty close. After watching the sunset, we also took part in our first trivia night on board, and then again it was time for bed.
you.
Enjoy.
This was the first of 2 excursions we booked through our cruise. This one was a trip to the Volcanoes National Park here in the Big Island. Our first stop on this trip was to the classic information center / gift shop, and it was pretty unique since the area used to be for military housing. But, I mean, let's be real, we weren't here for any of this. We wanted to see the volcano. So we ended up stepping away pretty quickly to try and see one. Relatively speaking, this is actually some pretty decent activity going on here. Maybe you can see some of the smoke way off in the distance. There was more extreme activity, of course, right before we arrived, but still, it was a nice spot to look out. According to some of the locals, this crater hardly had anything in it just a few weeks earlier, so ultimately we were pretty happy with what we saw. Here are a few close-up shots of the smoke around here, and things were only getting steamier as we continued on. By the way, this was all evaporated rainwater. It wasn't sulfuric, didn't smell like eggs or anything like that. It was pretty hot though. Back on the boat, you know the drill. More food, more drinks, and more trivia before bed.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Still here on the Big Island, we had a free day to explore however else we wanted. Megan's activity of choice, a Kona coffee crawl. In addition to the coffee, another pretty big thing here was the ube, which, if you're unfamiliar like I was, it's this purple yam stuff which goes pretty well with other sweet flavors, whether it's in a coffee drink or an ube muffin. This was also a unique day because we actually were quite far from our boat. You may have noticed us taking a smaller tendy boat to the mainland earlier. It made for a cool view in the distance as we enjoyed some more coffee and yet another Hawaiian classic in the form of banana bread.
5 hours later.
It was time to head back to our ship. So our little boat brought us to our big boat, and we were able to enjoy some live music for dinner.
The back pasture over there, it has kind of like that big sprouting canopy on the top. They brought them here because they thought, oh, might do good in Hawaii, right? Came from the Serengeti.
What you're seeing here is the start of our second excursion we booked through our cruise. This was a best of tour all around the island, and it began here in this little town. Things were a bit rough to start though, as we were told some wildfires were making it basically impossible for us to follow our intended path up to the canyon view, which was pretty much the whole reason we booked this in the first place. Luckily, while we were distracted by this bouncy bridge, our bus driver informed us that things would be cleaned up fast enough for us to press on. While you're still taking in the view here, let me explain the next thing real quick. After this, we saw this blowhole on the shore. I'm explaining it now because you'll want to hear it once it's on screen. It's pretty cool. Now it's time for a quick game of Spot the Seal. And he's right here. You can see him about to make his exit.
We saw wildlife.
Next, we were brought to this buffet, and oh man, for some reason this was like the best tasting food we had gotten yet. We completely ravaged the buffet line because we were the last ones to go through it, and it was awesome. And now it's time for a jungle cruise. As you just heard, there was some live music while we sailed out. It was cool to see the landscape change so quickly from the canyon we were just on, as now things were getting very, very green and quite wet. Bamboo, of course, always nice to see, and oh, looks like he agrees. Aside from the fact that it was so lush and green here, there were also some neat flowers, some nice reds to contrast all the green, and oh, I guess he thinks so too. Ultimately, this is what we were here to see. These unique ferns sitting out in the distance. They almost look like stalactites in the way that they hang above the cave. With the rain coming in, we started to head back to our boat pretty quickly after we arrived. We were told some stories about the area on the way back. Turns out this was a location for scenes in a few different movies featuring jungles, like Jurassic Park. and eventually we got off the boat and traveled up higher to see a view over the whole river we had just sailed on. Naturally, with all this rain, you get some pretty nice waterfalls too. Here's a closer look. While this lamb shank may bring joy to most, for us, tonight was a night of grief. While not our final night on the cruise, it was our last time we'd see John. And so it was time to say goodbye. The next morning, we could hardly eat. Without even a picture to seal our connection, John was gone. But you know what they say. After rain comes a rainbow. Our last day here was a very classic trip, trying to tie up some loose ends. One Hawaiian classic we still hadn't tried was their shaved ice. Not bad. And otherwise, we were on a little bit of a hunt for a souvenir. We walked through the shops and the beaches nearby looking for something to catch our eye. Ultimately, we didn't find anything too impressive on shore, so we headed back to our boat early in the afternoon. There was this retro-inspired diner we hadn't tried yet, and other than this, we were taking advantage of all the food and drinks we could one last time. On this final night, we had booked our one free specialty dining option at this Brazilian steakhouse. If you don't know, red means leave me alone, green means bring on the protein. Say hello to the meats. We also had a special cake made for us, given it was our honeymoon trip, so if we weren't stuffed enough already, we were about to be sent over the edge. Some final pics in the setting sun marked the end of our last night on deck.
But just as family reunions eventually come to an end, so must our time together.
Too true, Captain. And with that, it was time to head home. But now wasn't the time to grieve, as this only marks the start of our married life together. As our ship faded into the distance, there was only one thing left to say. Farewell, John. So long, Hawaii. And a hui ho.